Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and this week I was sent a Minilab Universal MIDI controller, which is a 25-key, really nice MIDI keyboard with a lovely set of faux wooden ends on it, a load of controllers, 8 pads but with 16 sets of pads because we can switch between the 2 sets of pads and have 16 pads assigned. It's got a pitch control, it's got a mod wheel, and it also ships with a really cool piece of software, which is kind of the best of Arturia in a piece of software. And then it retails for less than $100. So I was intrigued. I was thinking, this sounds too good to be true. So a quick show and tell of the keyboard. I've taken some kind of sexy shots of it. So straight away, you've got a real USB connector on the side of it, as well as a sustain pedal plug-in. Now, that's really smart work. Because the one thing I hate about some mini controllers is that you've got those piddly little USB connectors on it, and you've also got no sustain sometimes as well. Also, there's kind of full size, although touch sensitive style pitch and mod wheel that we have, and then, as I say, a set of controllers and a set of pads and octave up and down. So it's got everything you need to use as a MIDI controller. Also, although it's a 25-key mini MIDI controller, the keys are a nice size and really nice to play. So it looks great straight away. I think in terms of design, it's really cool and really quite attractive. But then secondly, it ships with hundreds, if not thousands, of really cool sounds with this really nice software that you're seeing on the screen now. A really lovely interface that has several parts to it. So we have a set of patches on the left-hand side here, and as you can see straight away, it's Jupiter 8. Some of the Jupiter 8 stuff. There's modular in there. There's CS80. There's Mini Moog. There's all sorts of stuff, and the great thing is straight away it's really nice and really cutesy, but you can choose your synth here using the studio view and just go through it, and there's the SEM, and then there's the Jupiter 8, and if nothing else it gives you a lesson in synths. So Jupiter 8, and then we've got the CS80, we've got a Prophet 5, we've got a SEM, then we've got a Prophet VS, and we've got a nice modular, and we've even got there a Whirly piano there, and then we've also got it's the ARP 2600. So a really nice selection of stuff that you can choose. And also there's then a filter view where you can go through and choose the kind of sounds that you want to play. So you say I want the Prophet 5, and on all the Prophet 5 pads, and then I can start going through them. There's a number of cool things. You can straight away use the controller to go through the presets and choose one. It's just a case of scrolling up and down. So it's very nice because there's so many of them, you can go through them. Then you can, if you press the shift key on the keyboard as well, you can go up and down the presets like that. And then if you want to, you can actually use your keyboard, your actual real keyboard from your computer, and scroll through them. Let's go with that one. Then you can use this as a sorting mode as well. So if we go back to Studio View again and go to something like the modular, we can then sort and say, okay, at the moment it's sorted into type, or we can sort it to preset name. We can sort into rating. So Lucy in the Sky, see what that sounds like. And as you can hear, and what you can do as well is you could also go to your favourites, and I can choose my favourites, and so we can come out of all of those and just say, okay, I want the ones that I use all the time, my favourite ones, and go choose them as I go through and just start marking up favourites like this. Behind the scenes, let me go to preferences. A really cool thing as well is I've got the Prophet VS and the Prophet V loaded on here, so it's been detected and now it's loading them as part of my sound sets, which is nice. And so if you buy stuff, it can be played from here, which is really nice. And then we've got a few other preferences in there. And you've got, as I say, you can show and hide the keyboard. And then we have a couple of other things. We have multis. Now, multis are really nice. So I could play you, and these are ones that have been designed by people for Arturia. As you can see, we've got two parts. We've got part A and part 1 and part 2, just so that to confuse you. And you can go through, you can pan them. You've got effect sends there, pre and post effect sends and levels. Then you've got the split here you can put in, which you can just write in once you've made it and created it when you set one up. Then you've got the two effects here that you can go through and choose. So it's there's a great load of effects there, loads of them, which are really nice, which you can go through. And then you can put assignments on it as well. So there's lots of power under the hood with these multis. Then you have this live setting as well, where you can choose the ones that you want to use, and then you got these. You can just basically have a live set. And if you want to add stuff to it, I can just pick it up and drag it in, and it's in. Now, one thing to remember as well is once you've got filter view on, you need to go back to it if you want to see the other stuff. So I'm going to come out of pads again, just turn those off, and now everything is back. And now I'll show you some of my favourites I found earlier today. So I've got this one, which I really think is really quite nice. And this is where I'm going to show you the controller a bit. Let me turn it up a bit. So we can come in now with my controller. Now I'm controlling all this from the keyboard now. Put the res up. And the filters sound really, really good. You can hear them there. And these are all assigned differently. Now you can also assign them in terms of CC signs. But then we can come in here as well with our drop downs and change these assignments and choose something else. So they're nicely programmable. Now another nice feature is you can come in and you can assign the pads to be chords. So in performance mode, and it's just as straightforward as just coming in here and choosing the chords. As simple as that. So that's a really nice feature as well for performance. Then also at the other side, you can actually choose them to be snapshots, and we can drag presets here, and so we can do some really cool things with the pads on the second set. So I can just have to press pad 8 to 16 now, and these become then snapshots, and I can use these just to select presets and multis very quickly, which is nice, and simply a case of just dragging one here, and now it's there. So I've got kind of like my presets. So for live work, it's got some really cool features, and that's one of them. So in terms of live mode, you've got both the snapshot and the live options you can use. And of course, we could pick these up. So very, very powerful. So in conclusion, it's less than $100 this. And you'd pay that for some MIDI controllers. It's a very innovative MIDI controller. Say 8 pads and 16 accessible pads, chord control, snapshots, controllers for the synth. It ships with enormous amounts of sounds from arguably the best vintage synth company on the planet. You know where this is going. Sustain pedal, proper USB connector. It's a bargain. It's an absolute. It's a kind of sell your dog and buy it moment for me. Although of course don't write in. It's a joke that before anybody thinks I'm actually going to sell my dog to buy this. I don't need to. But anyway. You know where this is leading. This has to get Editor's Choice Award. It's an absolute steal, and no need to steal it because it's a brilliant price. So go and check it out in your local dealer, and tell me what you think, because I think it's just brilliant. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.